Well, next we turn to the living body, and in the first of a new series, look at diet and discover, perhaps with great consternation, that we are what we eat.
Down to your feet. You are what you eat. There's a way to eat today to feel brand new. You will find a fit to mind and body too. Eat a little, live to eat what's good for you. You are what you eat.
Have you begun to look more closely at what you're eating? So many everyday foods now seem to have a health warning attached to them.
No wonder people are left feeling confused and worried, but at last there is clear-cut advice about how to do the best for ourselves and for our children. We can all feel fitter, look better, and eat our way to a healthier future.
I think as a mum, to be able to make such a positive move and know that, well, this time I'm actually doing something that's going to help the family, it really was a relief. You know, there's something positive you can do.
But I had to do it because I was seriously ill. They didn't expect me to live, so I had to try it. It worked.
I'm much fitter, my outlook is better, I'm more confident, which in turn helps my personality. I think I really enjoy life much better now.
Healthy eating is all about balance, and by making simple changes to the balance of foods we eat and the way we cook them, we can make dramatic changes to our health. So what's wrong with the balance of foods we eat now? Let's start by taking a look at the Great British Diet. Meet Mr. Average. He's going to eat his way through a normal day's meals. And on the way, show us what we're doing wrong. For a start, we eat a third too much fat. We stuff ourselves with sugar twice as much as is good for us. There's far too much salt, too. 10 times what our bodies need. And we don't get enough fibre. We need to eat more whole cereals, fresh fruit and vegetables. Our taste for unhealthy food causes many of our health problems. It contributes to overweight and the illnesses which kill us. This may sound harsh, but the evidence has been building up from clinical studies and official reports. We can't ignore any longer the experts' call for changes in the balance of our everyday food.
We have worries about heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, gallstones, bowel disorders. And when one looks at all these things, all these different diseases, we're now recognizing that these relate to diet. We're eating far too much fat, particularly saturated fat, too much sugar and salt, and we're not eating enough fibre. And if we could only begin to switch the pattern of eating in Britain, then doctors are increasingly confident that we can prevent so many of these diseases that lead to so much premature death and suffering.
There are simple things everyone can do straight away which will help us all to a healthier future. Here are some ideas you could start tomorrow. It worked for me and my family. First, change to skimmed milk or semi-skimmed. Use polyunsaturated margarine or cooking oil instead of fat. Eat lots more wholemeal bread and as much fruit and vegetables as you like. Healthy eating doesn't mean becoming a crank, but it does mean making a few changes.
The difficulty is often convincing the family. Linda Simpson decided to change her family's eating habits for the better.
I'm a working mum, don't have the time to go pottering up and down the high street, and I'm afraid most of my shopping is done in the local supermarket. Some of the first changes that we made were very, very simple ones. We changed from white bread to wholemeal bread. We've moved to a mixture of pasta and whole wheat pasta. We changed from ordinary milk to low-fat, semi-skimmed. And the other thing, of course, is changed from butter to polyunsaturated, or what they call a sunflower type of margarine. We eat less red meat. We eat more fish, more poultry. I'm on a limited budget. I've got 4 children. There's 6 of us all together. We've got to be very careful how much money we spend on food. But in actual fact, it is actually cheaper. So you're not eating anywhere near as much meat as we would have done before. Living in Ayr, because we're very, very lucky, we've got superb fresh fish. That's really one of the high spots of the week. Usually manage once, possibly twice a week to eat fresh fish.
Nice big one.
Come on kids, tea's ready. Okay. I made the mistake of diving straight in. I was full of the passion of it all and like we would change the world, and I think after a fortnight of it they were ready to lynch me. You know, God, not more beans, it was terrible. I think the family are behind us now in what we're trying to do. It wasn't cranky, it was things that were ordinary, everyday things that you could do. And I think they're actually quite proud now, especially with the more emphasis on the healthy side of eating. The little one, David, wouldn't eat vegetables, for instance. And it's such a simple change to turn to raw vegetables. He was really rather intrigued, and to find that you crunched a carrot, it wasn't necessarily soft and soggy, and it was quite sweet tasting. David now eats at least 4 vegetables.
Oh yeah, that's the ex-boy, didn't he? Did it